And normally I would do white, but I think because they're kind of druidic forest creatures, I'm going to use this very bright green. And then I'll do a one coat of speed paint, and they'll be ready for the session this afternoon. My handy 3D printed dry brush palette. All right, let's do the small ones first. Let me announce this. Alrighty. All right, green. Maybe the green's too subtle. Maybe we have to do white. I thought it'd be a good idea. Oh no, that works. I'm just gonna do this as quickly as possible. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time. That's very nice. Oops. All right, I'll have to glue him back. But that looks pretty good. I'm gonna set him aside so he can dry, and then we'll come back to him. And these guys are pretty small, so let me zoom in on the camera a little bit. Ooh, it's like a little too much. That's okay. All right, a little too much. That's okay. It's just like a highlight layer. Let me do a little heavier here. All right, that's good. All right, and then we got Druid guy here. This is probably one of my favorite paint colors. Yellow green from Army Painter Model Color. Little on the inside there. A little bit around the base. Good enough. We're doing for speed. All right, this guy will not fit in my mini holder because he's massive. This is going to be the Green King. All right, I'm just going to hit the base stuff to get some of this extra paint off. A little too much. A little bit more paint. Oops, that's okay. A lot of difficult to hit areas on this one, but we're just getting the base highlight down. And then all this like magical shit, I think I'm gonna. I said I was gonna do one layer. I lied. I'm gonna probably come back and hit it with white, and then so that I can get kind of like a base object source lighting type effect. But again, we're going for speed because the session is in like 5 hours, and I need to like eat lunch and touch grass and other things you do. But we had the daylight savings. I got an extra hour of sleep, so I thought I'd see how far I can get in an hour ish is the amount of time I would like to spend on this. But if we go a little longer, that's fine. All right, get something on the inside, and then I'm having trouble reaching. I might have to get my. Can I have a smaller one? Where'd it go? Yeah, I do. Okay. All right, there we go. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, so there we go. We got him. We got him primed. We got this bright green. So like, if you look at him from like the bottom, it's pretty dark. Look from the top, it's a lot of green. We're trying to get that contrast, and I think that'll do it. Now I'm gonna glue this guy back that I accidentally knocked off. As soon as I clean this brush. All right, good enough. Okay, so next step, I'm gonna go back and do white. I'm gonna water down some white. And I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna hit all the magical parts, and then I may not do a dry brush around them to give them that object effect. This is not very clean, huh? All right, cleaning the brush, very important. So that's the plan. All right, it's clean enough. Okay, glue. I have a little fan right here. I'm gonna blast these guys because we're going to do this quickly. Okay, I'm gonna put my green away, and then so the next step will be white. Where'd the white go? All right, so I've got some water and my model white. But first, let's do this. So I use the cheapest way to get glue is to buy it. Glue Master comes in like a 16 ounce or no, like 4 ounce bottle. Problem I don't like these bottles though is they get stopped up, which is why I have this right here. Try not to stab myself. Might have to get a new pen. I think we need a fresh tip here. That do it? No. Okay. I gotta see. Surely there's a tool or something to help me with that. Maybe I could 3D print a pin holder. No? Alright, we need glue. Alright, there we go. We have glue. Sort of. I think there's a dried bit right in the tip. Maybe I can cut it off. There we go. Okay, yeah, there's a little gummy bit in the tip. All right, so I'm going to put some glue here, a significant amount of glue this time. And then I have the trusty accelerator, which I highly recommend you buy if you do any of this type of shit. And I'm just going to get, I mean, it's basically just alcohol. Inexpensive. There's probably something else in it. So anyways, when I press this down, it will like immediately hold. It's so much easier than trying to hold it while it, dries. Highly recommend. I think one thing I learned in art school is like 90% of doing a task is just having the right tools. And the cheap Glue Master glue. And who makes this accelerator? Starbond. Build faster, no wait time. Dries instantly. Very cool product. Okay. Next step, we're going to do some watered down whites. So I always keep water. And there's a little bit of that green from cleaning my brush. So I'm just going to do that. I feel like maybe that's too much. You can always add more water. All right. Ooh, I'm almost out of white. Probably didn't need that much. All right, let's see. I don't want to overload your brushes. That's how they get ruined. Okay. These guys, okay, so they've got like these tendrils. Hopefully that's not too watered down. All right, so this is going to be like magic. Coming off of them. So we're going to do it white, and then that way I'll have like a nice bright base. For whatever color I'm going to do, I'm thinking like magenta, maybe a pink. Contrast is going to be primarily green, I believe. I'm also going to do the horn here. And then I'll go back over it with like the aged bone. All right, that's what I forgot. The back. Don't forget the backs. So I wanted it down because I want some of that priming to come through. All right, this guy's got some shit coming off his back, and we got the antlers, right? All right, next. It's the one I just re-glued, and I dropped it and survives. That's a good sign. Okay, let's see. She's got the magic coming off her back as well. Maybe it's flames. Maybe it's just eldritch flames. All right, that's pretty much all she's got. Eldritch Flame basing. Should I do their hands too? I should do the hands. Should definitely do the hands. All right, I think that's all on her. I'm gonna go back and do the hands. So just like a white highlight, and then I'll come, whatever color I choose, I'll come back. All right, big boy. All right, get a beverage. 1 second. So if I can come in slightly more. The zoom on this is very sensitive. A little bit, not a lot. There we go. All right, we're gonna attempt to do this very quickly, as I've been saying. All right, there's a lot on this one. We're gonna get through it. All right, these are skulls. We'll do them white. Oops. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm trying to hit every eldritch looking. I know these are probably they could probably be painted as vines. We're going with eldritch flame, and there are quite a few. I'm gonna make sure I get them all. Wouldn't be the end of the world, but I want, especially I gotta get these. There's like a bunch of random skulls. Okay, getting there. I'm missing one up here. All right, and I see some back edges. The underside. Skull there. All right, I'm gonna give like a like the vines are kind of glowing down here. I think it's a skull. I should get him. More skulls. More skulls. Gonna be messy with these because I'll probably come back and like put gravel and sand on the base here, but we're gonna get another skull. It's a little too messy. Here's another one. There's another skull. This guy likes skulls. All right. Am I missing anything super dire important? A little bit on the backside there. A little bit there. I think this should glow. I'll give him a little highlight. What else? There's one. Couple more little highlights. Yes. Okay. Where'd that guy go that I missed? Where did that? That needs it. So does this. All right. So we've got basically I think not all. No, it's not perfect. I'm trying to hurry. I don't want to get too bogged down in details because the point of this is a speed paint. But I think I've got a lot of it. Maybe not all of it, but good enough to get on the table tonight. I think the next question. Gonna add some cheap highlights here while I'm looking at it on the rock. And I guess on the, we might as well get the edge here. All right. I'm gonna put him aside and think about him. Got my drawing pile right here. All right. So I think next question. They all have a lot of bells. So what color metal goes with green? Like, I think I should. I think he's a king. So I think I'm just gonna go. I think I'm just gonna go gold. I think I have 2 golds. Oops. Do I have another gold? No, I guess just this one. Okay. And I'm gonna go. Oh, I do have 2 golds. Okay. Golden armor. I'm gonna go loot. I'm gonna go loot. I'm just gonna go bright. They're supposed to be. And then maybe I'll get the broadsword, silver, and the pallid bone ready. I will definitely need those. All right. I don't know if I've used this color before. We're about to find out. Okay. Anything that could potentially be metal or there's just like a lot of these bells. I think the bells should be gold. I like the idea that they're kind of like mold tinge. This is why I did that base color with the highlight. It just adds, it's like a really cheap way to get more depth without actually having to do anything. Is that it on this one? I'm gonna go ahead, whatever this is on her shield, I'm gonna also, it's probably just rope, but I'm gonna make it look like maybe it's an emblem or something. And then as far as what she's wearing, I mean, it kind of looks like chainmail. Maybe I'll come back and do silver. I don't really want to do two. All right, move her aside. All right, any more bells? Again, I don't know what this is. We'll just make it a, we'll just make it gold just so there's like some gold detail on the back as well. All right, big boy antler. I think you have a lot of, does he? Not, oh, okay, yeah. Oh, maybe I need to go back and look at the cloaks a little closer. Because there's some hidden in there. Tricky. Okay, there's one. Yeah. All right, we'll do the thing on the back again. I don't know what it is. Okay, there's one. There's one. There's one. Oh, and of course up here. I think I got them all. All right, look at the cloak. Tiny bit closer. No, I don't think these have them. Yeah, I don't see any. Okay. All right, now big boy. I always pour too much paint on the palette. Shit's expensive. I should be more careful. All right. Uh, he's got the bells. That might be it, huh? All right, we're starting to get somewhere. Is that all of them? I think so. Okay. Should I? No, I should not. I was gonna say I should maybe should I paint their male. All right, let's do. Let's get a flesh color on here. Oops. Just do peachy. Ah, that's a bummer. Huh. All right, let me get a towel. That's all right. I think I've got at least one more color of peachy flesh. Probably gonna use this later though. At least get some of that up. Okay. Bummer. Put you over there where you can't hurt anybody. All right. Undeterred, we get onward. Not a lot of flesh on these guys. It's unfortunate I just poured the entire bottle out. As long as the face has something. Okay. Not a ton of flesh. All right, and then this guy's wearing a mask. Can we even see maybe just his hands? Something to differentiate the hands. Maybe it's a fleshy mask. Oh, it's an interesting wash either way. Where's his other hand? He doesn't have one. Okay, this guy, we will be able to see it more. I'm going to do everything that's not his head or his armor. Oh, maybe I should do the harness gold. And then maybe a little bit on his face. Yeah. All right, a little bit more on his hand. All right, we're getting somewhere. Okay. Not bad. Okay, I think I'm gonna do the harness gold just because I've already got a bunch on the palette and I've already kind of made a mess of it, so why not? Not bad. All right, let's do some skulls. Oops, sorry. Oh, I can't believe I spilled that whole thing. Let's get a new, since this is dirty now. Let's get a new one. A fresh palette. That'll make me feel better. Actually, before I put that away, I do want to hit the horse hoofs with white. And his mustache. I'll probably do the horse black if I have time. I'm already like an hour in. I'm already an hour in. Okay. See, I don't think my YouTube stream is going through. It's unfortunate. Is it? No. Oh, no, it is. I just forgot to change the detail. Let me fix that real quick. All right, nobody's watching. It's fine. Anybody watching on Twitch? I'll give you a shout if you are. Am I allowed to do drugs on Twitch? Nope, nobody. That's okay. I do it for love of the game. All right, getting some encouragement. We're going into the second hour. All right, what do I need to do next? We're gonna do pallid bone wash. Too much again. I gotta more careful. All right. We'll just go ahead and do this guy since we already got him. I generally go pretty heavy on my skull wash. So again, quick as possible. Just get it on there. It's the kind of the good thing about the speed paints. All right, let's get all these ones on the ground. I feel like as soon as I do that, those little eyeballs pop back out. Boop, boop, boop. Perfect. Get some around the back there. It'll cover up my mistakes. There's one right there. There's one right there. Where else? We got this guy. We got this guy. This guy. That guy. Oop, there's some bells I missed. All right, any more skulls? I think that might be it. All right, and then we're going to hit the hooves. First pass. All right, we're getting somewhere. Let me get those bells. Shit. Where'd they go? They're there. All right, got them. All right. Not even going to bother with the holder. Let's just do it. So yeah, it really benefits from a heavy pallid bone. There we go. All right. Any skulls? Nope. Skulls or bones? Nope. All right. So the question is, what Eldritch Flame are we gonna do? I do have. I could do pink and green. Kind of like what do you call that? We've also got Plasmatic Bolt. It's like a blue green. I think we should do contrasting. So let's go. I don't think I've. This is a brand new color as well. Let's just fucking do it. Let's get. I want some more contrast. They're feeling kind of samey. Okay, just a little bit. All right, quickly. All right, yeah, I like that. That's cool. I just want something bright, then it'll look eldritch. Great color. All right, so probably what I should have done if I were going to go for like a real object source lighting, I probably should have done a white dry brush in the area of the Eldritch Fire. And then I could be, but I think I will just mix this with white and I'll go back and maybe that'll kind of kill two birds with one stone. All right, so like, I think these are pretty much passable table quality now. Like, let me get it on the camera up close. Bloop, focus. So, I think it's like passable table quality. It's not like a white blank little dude. I think I'm an hour in. I think I've got them like, passable. So I'm gonna try to do like maybe just a couple more details. Oops. Brush was way too much. I may just go back to that original bright green and do some highlights. I think that would probably be the highest impact extra step I could do on these. And I may just do a sepia wash on the garment or the horse just to have like one more major thing that's different. But I think, this is like a good base. And then when I have more time, I'll come back and work on them some more when I have, but the goal is just to get them onto the table this afternoon in 4 hours. So I'm going to wrap this up soon because I got other shit to do. This looks good. Yeah, I like the pink. I was, snap decision there, and I think it's going to work out great. I feel like 90% of doing a mini is just picking a decent color scheme. And then you just highlight it. And the great thing about Eldritch Fire is that, I can be pretty messy here. It doesn't really matter. Try to move the camera out. Sorry, I'm not really paying attention to the focus or anything. Nobody's watching, so it doesn't matter. All right. Hurry, hurry, hurry. I'm going to leave the skull recognizable. There we go. All right, need more paint. All right, looks pretty good. Make sure getting all of it. All right, what's up with the autofocus on this thing? Been a while since I've done any streaming like this. The problem with doing minis is that it's very hard to focus the camera. I'm just using my phone and the NDI app, and I forget if there's a setting. All right, anyways, he's looking very good. I see a couple spots I missed. All right, yeah, I'm into it. I like the pink. There. Pink looks great. All right, so to set this off just slightly more, I think I'm gonna do the. I think I'm just gonna do the horse black, and I might go back and add some green highlighting. I think, as far as the minions go, I'm very happy. There's a spot I missed. Okay, so as far as the minions go, like this is good enough for me to get it on the table tonight. Perfectly fine. So in an hour, I've done. It's an hour and 7 minutes on the stream. I've got this guy looking pretty good. I got 3 minions with like a base layer of ink, perfectly passable for at the table. Table quality. They look decent. They definitely need. I need to like go back with a couple more details and colors. Blah 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 blah. We ain't doing all that today. All right. So I think overloaded the brush. I'm gonna have to get some cleaner. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do black, grim black, speed paint on the horse itself. And then I'm going to go back with my trusty favorite, the fluorescent inks get the most views. And then I'm going to go back with this and do a tiny bit of very quick highlighting. And we're going to call it done, hopefully after an hour and a half. Oop, probably too much again. I don't know why I always do that. All right. Oh, I keep seeing spots I missed. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Now we go in for black on the horse. And this is going to help me out. This is going to clean up that slop job I just did. On the previous color. And it'll make that pink really, really pop. I'm trying to spread it out as much as possible. Oops. I want kind of a thin, I don't want to, usually with speed paint, like, you really coat the shit out of it. I'm going to try to spread a small amount around a large area. So that some of you can see some of that green's coming through. That looks really nice. Very nice. All right, that's good enough there. Oh yeah. All right, I'm gonna get some of the underside I missed. Is that it? Nice. Okay. All right, now I'm thinking silver on the sword. And then I can go back. That would be one more layer on the minions. We're at an hour 13. Oh, see? These are all dried. I guess that means they've dried out. Okay, well, at least I caught it this time. Okay. Silver needs to be replaced as well. Okay. Just the sword. All right, I don't know if that was worth it, but it was easy. Oh, where'd the music go? All right, I'm going to hit stuff that looks like mail. Great. Great. Easy. All right. He looks pretty good. Not bad. So definitely, this is just to get it on the table tonight, but I think next steps on this would be to work on the objects we're sliding a little bit more. Definitely needs some refinement, a little bit of dry brushing. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do a little bit of highlighting with my original base color. And that's it. And then I'm going to go do something else. Smaller. I'm gonna use a smaller brush. So there's like some easy edge highlighting to bring out the texture in this big boy's head. Gives him a little personality. Not bad. I think I'm gonna call it. I think it looks pretty. It looks good for. I don't need to do anything else for tonight's session. So let's give him a little. So in slightly more than an hour of painting. All right, let's get them lined up. So in slightly more than an hour of painting, we got some speed paints down on our boy the Green King, who is engulfed in Eldritch Flames. Looks pretty good. Just a couple of speed paints with some, good strategic priming. So he looks pretty good. He's table ready for sure. I think he'll be good for the session. And then also in that slightly more than an hour, we got like basic colors down on our hag minions. So these are very rough, but for how small they are, they're gonna get the job done because they will be secondary to this guy who will be standing tall. All right, that's all I'm gonna do. Peace out.